Hi there, hello, and welcome back to our 6-month quest towards Shill of the Drunks. That's our ultimate goal. For now, it's day 6 of 6 months. We are one day away from getting our our main girl, Shaman. Um, I don't know if she's going to be the party reviver. She might be because she's probably still better than Grinner. Um, but we might also do the Broadmaw fusion, and hey, look at that energy. That's going to be handy. And day 7 we'll actually get a nice little ancient shard. So that's something to look forward to tomorrow because we are trying to push through the missions. Yesterday we stopped on more farming, looking for War Maiden. We still didn't get War Maiden, so we're gonna keep looking for her. But we did get Gorlos yesterday, so Gorlos could turn out to be uh, the main debuffer. The thing I don't like about Gorlos that I noticed in the arena yesterday is Gorlos does not do the right thing when you're in the arena. He doesn't go straight into his debuff. I don't know why he doesn't go into his debuff. Hey, look, we got an ore for gear we don't have. That's fun. Um, so we'll go to our clan menu and we'll sign in. Maybe, and I put a couple of little hints on the here. We got the longest arrow in the notes to push missions and challenges. That's just something we want to do first of all, but also daily stuff. Clan boss, and the main faction is open for 3 more days. It's not really a big deal if we don't push that as far as we can, but our main champion is Kale, and your main faction is open for I guess it's a whole week. I just didn't notice until there were 4 days left or 3 days left. So let's start with you know what? Let's start with booking because we did get more copies of Shield Guard. I think we even have some in here, but we might be full. So we upgrade skills. Shield Guard could use a couple more. And we can come back to here now. We also got duplicates of what's his name? Berserker? We got so many Berserkers and we never get War Maiden. It's uh, it's kind of funny. It's kind of annoying. And I think this has happened to me before in a new game where I'm looking for War Maiden and all I get is the other rare, like he's more common. Does that happen to any of you? I hate it when it happens to me because War Maiden is just so useful. And we want to get a good debuffer up and running for arena. It's not, I guess it's not essential. You can always run a second nuker and it's probably about as good as a debuffer. And we do have at this point 3 nukers, 2.5 nukers, something like that. So let's get to the Demon Lord. Oh yeah, out of force of habit, I'm going to the bottom, but no, we're doing the easiest one. This is the only one we can really beat. Here's a chest piece. Uh, that I don't know. We might build. We probably won't build this ever. Probably won't build that ever. Let's just sell it. And we could try to push now. See how far we could get. Let's get it out of the way so that I can sit back and have my first cup of tea of the day. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. So today we want to push the missions and the challenges. I'm going to need more ancient shards to push the missions. No, to push the challenges. To push the challenges, we need whatever we need. So yeah, let's just see here. So we did get a new weapon for Kale. I actually noticed I made a mistake yesterday when regearing Kale. I don't know if any of you noticed this, but I didn't actually properly put him in lifesteal. I thought I did, but it turned out it was 3 pieces of lifesteal and 3 pieces of attack. So I whiffed that. So yesterday's clan boss run, Kale went down a lot sooner than he should have because he wasn't regenerating any of his health at all. He's regenerating it again. I fixed it. And then I realized this morning while logging in, right in front of the rest of you, that now that I've got the new weapon, that I probably would have been able to fix it now. It's probably a better weapon for Kale anyway, but maybe that weapon will end up going on Shield Guard, because we do want to put Kale in Lifesteal, we do want to put Shield Guard in Lifesteal. Shield Guard will probably permanently be in the best lifesteal that we have, and Kale might end up getting put into something like Perception or Accuracy or even Cruel, and maybe Savage Gear if we can get it. If we can ever get a team that's good enough to beat the Fire Knight. We did beat the first level of Fire Knight last time. So that's exciting, but that doesn't really get us much of anywhere. We probably need to be able to beat at least Fire Knight 7 before we can get anything semi-decent. So this is 500,000. That's not bad. And we're going to replay right now. And I think if we're just shy of the max chest, what I'll do is grab the spare key that I noticed in the inbox, and we'll get the max chest. So tomorrow, we'll have the best possible chance of getting an ancient shard from easy. And by the time Kale is a level 50, or definitely by the time he's a level 60 with all his masteries, it'll definitely be time to push clan boss. Until then, this is probably the best we can do without any 60s and with only 150. Clan boss is such a great mode. It's so much more user friendly than some of the later stuff. I mean, once you get to Amius the Lunar Archon, I thought I was an end game player. I've been in this game for 3 years. I cannot beat Amius the Lunar Archon even on normal. I'm watching all these other content creators do it. I'm watching other people in my clan do it, and then I'm doing it, and I think I now finally understand Amius the Lunar Archon, but he's so horribly complicated, and he does different things, and it is annoying. And I got him down to a sliver of health before he just started killing off members of my party and just getting all of his health back. So then I come in here with Clan Boss, the traditional Clan Boss. I mean, there are multiple Clan Bosses now. There's a third one coming, probably. But if you were here in the old days, you called this guy Clan Boss, because he was the only Clan Boss. And in my clan, we still pretty much just call him Clan Boss. We don't call him Demon Lord, but his name is Demon Lord. And wow, we don't even need that third key for this. We got better RNG this time. We got considerably better RNG this time. We just managed to stay alive for about 50% more damage than we did last time. That's great. So we're at 1.26 million, which means we got the top chest in 2 keys. So for here, what do we need? We need another million. We probably won't even make that. So I'm not going to bother trying. We'd probably need at least 3 keys with the champions as they are now. So there's a goal for the future. So in challenges, we still have to summon a rare force and a rare spirit. And this is going to be easy enough to knock out when we get there. We can push the artifacts in the dungeons and the arena. Win 1 classic arena defense battle. I mean, this is probably super easy if we had a decent defense. You know what? Maybe it's time we did that. Battle, arena. We need to win in a classic arena defense. We need a defense that makes sense. And right now, Shield Guard by himself probably isn't it. So we'll bring in Gorlos. Even though he's probably not... He's probably not gonna do the right thing. But we could bring in, say, them. We'll make Kale the lead. No, we'll make Monkey King the lead. We want that extra speed. Um, yeah, look, they're from every rarity. That's kind of fun. So we'll save that. It's too bad we can't put in um, a preset so that we could just make sure Gorlos does the right thing. Because right now he just won't. So if we could get War Maiden, or if we can, I think at level 30 you can start to put in presets. So if we can get War Maiden, or we can get to level 30, we might just put her in instead. Even though Gorlos is objectively the better champion, when you look at the way his kit is designed, it just, or when you just look at the way he behaves in the arena, he just doesn't have it, and I don't know why. It's frustrating. So let's that said, let's go to the arena. I mean, here, let's see. He probably won't do it. There's a lot of magic in here, come to think of it, and maybe he takes one look at a series of Magic champions and decides, nah, I'm just going to attack the one force. Or maybe if we ascend him, it'll be different, but ascending epics, of course, takes more potions. Potions we don't have. So I'm going to take it off auto. Or maybe we should just leave it on auto so the fights are faster. Maybe I'll just do that and then put it on auto. For optimum efficiency. So let's see who looks nice and easy. We don't want to be challenged too much yet. We have 150. So this isn't bad. We'll just do it this way. We'll just start a fight on manual. We'll manually use Gorlos. And then we'll highlight Kale. I think it's important to get them taking out Kale. He's typically going to be the worst thing in these teams. Here's one more. So that's our 5. We want to summon 3 champions. Do we even have room for 3 champions? No, we have room for 1 champion. But you know what? It's been a while since we've done this. We can actually level up some ones. Holy cow. We don't have room. We really should have got on this earlier. What about the 2s? I apologize for this. This is so disorganized. Um, but when we get on top of this, this should be a lot better. Try to be careful not to accidentally eat any extra shield guards. Actually, let's just do it this way. Shield guard, here's an extra shield guard for you. And now there should be room for any that we needed from here. I don't see any more shield guards. Because we don't have War Maiden yet, I'm not going to bother collecting the other Berserkers, because they're just going to be in the way. And I'm thinking ultimately we'll put them in the Guardian Ring to make War Maiden better. War Maiden's the only one we're bearing in mind now. If we happen to get lucky and pull Soulbond Boyer, that's another one that I would actually consider building as part of the end game force. It's really nice if you can get some rares that are even viable in the end game, because there really aren't that many of them. I'd say there might be 10, maybe 20 of the rares are viable in the end game, and the others you're probably just never going to use beyond the early game. So let's quickly get on top of, how about him? We've even got 3 chickens, but let's get rid of champions we don't want. Man, do we want to just eat him? Because we're really not going to use him anymore. I think I'm fine with it. We'll just eat these 3. We even got a weekly for that. So summon 3 champions. We can now summon 3. I'd love to be able to summon. I'd love to be able to summon more, but you know what? Let's just summon 3 right now and see if we get some commons, so that we can actually free up space of the space we already have. Hey, look, it's Infiltrator. I think Infiltrator is like the coolest looking of all of the uncommons. He's right up there for coolest looking anyway, but he has one of the crappiest kits. It annoys me. Plarium, if you put me in charge, I'm going to turn him into one of the best uncommons. Just let's tweak his kit because he looks cool. This is what I mean, honestly, you have a character called Ninja, but this guy looks like he should be a ninja. But I mean, look at his skills. He's got the weak version of the poison, 50% chance on a 4-turn cooldown, which could be booked to a 2-turn cooldown. He's nothing. He's not even the best poisoner of his affinity and of his rarity level. It's really too bad, because he looks like he should be a badass and he is just not. So Bandit, you're going to eat the other Bandit. And I want to free up a little more space. So here, Infiltrator, you look cool. Let's give you some of this. And you can eat 2 barbarians. Why not? And are there any in here? You just buy the Thrall or the Deathhound, or both. This is not necessarily the most efficient thing we could be doing, because of course it only costs 5,000 to get a shard. But it's done. So we'll get these, and I do want to get to something a little more exciting, but I really want to process this stuff. I suppose I could do this in the downtime, but you know what? We can afford it. Let's just go up to 70. Hey, look at that. We're getting a rare. We're getting a rare. And it's Chaplain. Chaplain's an interesting one. Is she the one with the really good heal? That's not bad. And her heal is based on attack, which is interesting. So she can heal. She can cleanse a little bit. She might actually make it onto our team. I would prefer somebody like Reliquary Tender, who has a cleanse for the whole team and who's got a revive, but in a pinch, Chaplain might be what we want. It also gets us a little closer to our goal, which is nice. I'm even thinking we just splurge on just a couple more. Why not? Hey, it's Armiger. We got Armiger. Awesome. We can start building him too. And Zephyr Sniper is actually a pretty decent champion too. Although at this point it might be overkill on the Spirit champions. But Zephyr Sniper can actually put enemy abilities on cooldown, and her A1 hits everyone. So she could be good for crowd control if we need that. But we're not we're not going to bog ourselves down too much with too much. So we don't have any more for shield guard. Just checking. Um, so let's upgrade the ranks. And this should be good. This really is a dull mode. And you can see I'm kind of like going around and picking favorites. I have some favorites out of food. Does anybody else do that? Where you're like, this food is my favorite food. I'm going to save that one just because I like her outfit, or because I like his kit, or so on. I mean, this is a tedious part of the game, so you have to find ways to make it fun for yourself. And I guess that's part of it. So we'll take this one, and hey, look at that. Look at that. We're on it. We're on it. Actually, let's just eat her. Um, we're probably not going to have enough. We do have three-star chickens, come to think of it. But do we eat skank? Who do we eat? Or who do we feed? I suppose it could be skink. Here, skink, have the 3 chickens. While I'm thinking of it, we'll just go to the Guardian Ring, Faction Guardians. Actually, before even that, we'll collect all of these. I don't like having stuff collecting dust up here. This key won't be here by the time we get here tomorrow. So let's claim it. And so we go to the Guardian Ring, Faction Guardians. So we can start to fill this out for Barbarians. Plus HP, plus attack. I mean, Berserker is a decent champion. In a pinch, he's probably worth building, but we're gonna focus really on just a handful. I think in the grand scheme of things, he's probably not worth building, even though he's not a bad champion. He just isn't. He isn't one of the great rare ones. Sadly, it looks like he should be, but particularly being a campaign farmable rare. Maybe he needs a buff. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Let's even have a quick look at him. Attacks all enemies 2 times. Will ignore 20% of the target's defense. Damn. It gets an extra target if an enemy's killed. This is the guy that I don't think of a lot, but maybe there is a strong case to be made for him. I like Eris kind of for the same reason. Eris can drop somebody with her A1 and immediately get another turn, and that can be cool because she's also got a increased speed and a cleanse all in one move. So it makes Eris extremely useful. But the Barbarian, he can get himself a free turn and then get a whole nuke. So that's not bad. I got to admit, that ain't bad. So we need a rare spirit champion. We could even try to pull we could even try to pull from here until we get that rare spirit champion, which can happen eventually, but our chances are low. I think it's a less than 1% chance of getting it. What is it for a rare? 1.4% for a rare. That sucks. But we can probably get ancients soon. If there's anything left to build. So we got 2. Let's build Grinner then. I still don't like the idea of sacrificing any of these. So we're gonna use level 2s to farm. That's the solution. So that said, let's get back to our quests. We want to make more artifact, accessory, whatever's. So let's build the new weapon. It's probably not better than what Kale's got, come to think of it. Just show me the new stuff. We got a lot of new stuff now. Oh, it's 5 stars. Okay, well, let's build it to 8 and see how it lands. If it gets a lot of speed and crit rate, and it's going to be perfect for shield guard. If it gets a lot of attack percent, I guess it would probably be better on Kale, but so far we're getting speed. And you know what? Because of the speed Gorlos is running at, I think we don't want to make Kale faster anymore. I think we want to hold that thought. Oh, come on, game. So painful. So we got speed and crit rate. Awesome. The most universal stuff we could get. So, I mean, it would make Kale better, but it might also make Shield Guard better. Oh, it makes Shield Guard way better. He's already using this set anyway. So let's just find that weapon again and equip it. He's faster. Still no accessory for him. We have a Sacred Order ring. Is she wearing a ring? No, she's not. Why don't we give her a ring? Just in case we plan on using her, but I don't know. We might be feeding her to another champion soon. I like her for the increased attack. And I like her for the healing. But we may have a stronger healer now. I really don't like dedicating an entire champion slot to somebody that does nothing but do like a little bit of healing. I wish War Priest did just a little more healing. It's what, like 20%? Heals an ally by 20%? An ally? Healing all allies by 10%, that's a little bit better. So maybe if we bothered to ascend her. But again, we don't have the potions. We just don't have the potions, Plarium. You're not giving us enough stuff at the start. So we need to farm campaign. That's for certain. So finally, let's go back to the missions because we're still on those. And equip another champion with 6 life artifacts. Okay, let's do this right now. So how about Grinner? We're probably not going to eat Grinner. Unless we are. Maybe we are. I really don't know. We'll give it to Veteran. So Veteran, let's do it this way. I'm going to open up the fitting room. And we're going to try on just the weakest stuff because I don't care. And it'll be cheaper to take off this way. If we just put on the crappiest thing. So there. Completely geared out in life. Mission accomplished. Look at us accomplishing nothing, but accomplishing something. We can keep motoring through that. Win 1 of each type of offense artifact from clearing the sewers of Arnok. On normal. Okay, let's do that. And, you know what? Go to the challenges. Because artifacts, there's the Kirok Castle one. Let's do the Kirok Castle one because I think Sewers of Arnok is actually also one of these, so we could be clearing it at the same time. So it seems kind of silly that we're going back to here. But we're going back to here. Let's just have someone solo. That someone can be Kale. And I said we wanted to level some 2s. Let's bring a 2. Start. I mean, the experience gain from this is going to be so pitiful it probably doesn't even matter, but for the sake of argument, let's make it a 2. So we got an item, and we really want to keep track of where we get items and where we don't. Because last time, I almost made it take a lot longer because I wasn't paying attention to when we won an artifact and when we won a shard. It gets really rough. Soon, we're going to see a challenge and or a mission that tells us we need to get an item of 3 stars with attack percent, and it has to come from normal, which is really, really hard to get. Whereas if it just said, you can get it from any level, then you could go up to a harder difficulty so that 3 stars is the minimum that you can get. So that's an example of Plarium deliberately making this a lot harder than it needs to be. I guess they really want to get you used to the idea that they're going to do stuff to you that's unfair and seems kind of pointless. And I wasn't paying attention, so let's get my food champions back in. Is there anybody else partially leveled? Here, Gorlos is partially leveled. He's mostly leveled. Let's get him back in. See if we can get Gorlos to 40. And he does his main thing there. Gorlos, why are you not doing your big AoE right away? Why, Gorlos, why? So we'll go through this once. And then we'll check and see the progress. This is kind of a tedious part, so if you decide you want to just skip ahead to the next thing, I don't blame you. I haven't been putting chapters into this so far because I figure, you can just skip around. There's a lot of things to do. I do have the notes up top, so that's probably going to be the best way to navigate what I'm doing. I don't know if we need to win anything from the boss. So let's go back and check the challenges. So we can claim this and this and this. So we need 3 more gauntlets, another chest piece, 2 more boots. Win 5 artifacts from clearing the boss. So 2 more from clearing the boss. Okay. Let's do it. I think I can remember that. 3 more gauntlets, right? And that's not where you get gauntlets, Gavin. They're from level 4. I think it's actually faster running Kale without Gorlos. This is another thing to bear in mind. When you're farming, even if you have a champion that you want to level because he's going to be a main one, often when I'm soloing Minotaur, sometimes I have champions that I already geared out because I really needed them for Faction Wars, but they still don't have their masteries, and I really want them. But then they slow you right down if you try to solo Minotaur, and then suddenly you have this other champion that's not really doing much, but taking lots of extra turns. So you can just take off the boots, if they have speed boots, and that can help quite a lot in speeding up the actual runs. So we hit next. I think we only have to do this one once. We'll see when we get to the other one. And then we need to do the next area twice. And then we need to beat the boss twice more. Am I remembering that right? And we didn't get the artifact, so we gotta repeat it. So come on, RNGesus. Let's try to get through this as quickly as possible. But this will also be good because it means we're going to be aligning the challenges and the missions. They'll be going at the same time. And whenever you can pull double duty in this game, you absolutely want to. Not that we're going to be doing any fusions on this account anytime soon. This is a thing that I probably should add to the notes, come to think of it. When exactly do we do fusions? I'll just add it to here for now. Um, if you have any ideas of at what point, and it could be a certain day, you could say, all right, you could start a fusion on day 90, let's say. By day 90, you should be able to do a fusion as an example of when it should be. Or instead of it being a particular day, we could say maybe you're ready to do a fusion when you're able to accomplish level 11 of every dungeon or level 16 of every dungeon, because dungeon runs are part of it, and if you cannot push every single one of the dungeons, you will struggle with fusions. So I'm thinking if you want to do a fusion, really your best bet is to be able to do at least level 16 of all 4 of the dungeons. And that is a tall order. Spider 16 is something else. Fire Knight 16 is something else. You might be able to get Ice Golem reliably. Dragon is pretty straightforward, which isn't to say Dragon is easy, but Dragon is straightforward. Dragon can absolutely kill you, particularly if you're caught off guard as Dragon's health bar gets low, because his fire breath attack, it does damage proportional to how much health he's lost. That can really, really, really kill you. It can just wipe out your party. So you either need to do enough damage to prevent him from doing it at all, or even better, do enough damage that he just dies. So we're on to here. Win 3 weapons from stage 1 of the sewers of Arnok, and I think the missions are the same. Win 1 of each type of artifact clearing the sewers of Arnok. So we could do both at the same time. In fact, let's come back here again. It's 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5, 5. And then we just need to equip them. Okay. And let's upgrade her using some brews. And I'm just going to take 3 level 2s at the same time. I think this is the first time we're going to be organized enough that we can have 1 campaign farmer plus 3 food. So long, Monkey King. I think Kale can do it by himself. And I think Kale is going to be faster than Sun Wukong. And we're going to take 3 foods. And we're just going to use her. She's got a nice outfit. I really like the detail on, I think Spirit Walker is what she's called. I even like Spirit Walker's kit. Not necessarily worth building for even the mid game, but if you're doing a rare only challenge, not a rare only challenge, an uncommon only challenge, she's one of the uncommons that you might consider building, just because she is doing this increased attack effect, which is pretty cool. I mean, that said, as long as we have an extra Spirit Walker, we have an increased attack champion. We don't need to keep War Priest for that. But War Priest is probably objectively better. And we have War Priest. I feel like I interrupted myself mid thought in another thought. There was the question about fusions. So yeah, I put that to you guys. Does anyone out there have a strong enough opinion that you'd stand on a soapbox and say, this is exactly when you start a fusion? You start it day 60. Or you start it when you get Shill of the Drakes. Till you get Shill of the Drakes, don't bother. And that there might be a lot to said for that. That's a pretty strong idea, come to think of it, because Shill of the Drakes, she does so much. She's got crowd control. She's got it all. She's like there's a reason why content creators like Ash will just gush about how amazing Shield of the Drakes is. You know, I haven't seen him gush about Shield of the Drakes in years, come to think of it. In his early videos, he used to go on and on about how she was the best. He doesn't do that now, but instead you see like the phantom of Shield of the Drakes appear in his videos, and I really appreciate that. I think that's more of the Ash's editor, and Ash's editor, I apologize that I'm forgetting your name. Ash frequently uses your name, and I keep forgetting. I keep running this because we keep not getting an artifact. I've already lost track of how many artifacts we got now. I think this should be 3. It's too bad that for the final challenge where we need to get another rare, I think we're missing a spirit rare, that it has to be summoned. If it's just we needed to acquire one, we could just start farming Spirit Host. Because that's an easy Spirit champion that we could just look for. And Spirit Host is on the bolo in the notes. She's... Actually, I think I took her off the bolo. I think I decided we really didn't need her. But she'd be a good one. Let's see, let's just speed on ahead to here. That confirms it. We got a little confirmation box that we reached the next area. So we're about 41 minutes in. I think we made pretty good use of our time today, just pushing the missions. There are nice rewards in each of the areas. So that's one. We replay. If I look at the notes, I took her off the notes. I was running out of room. I mean, from 1 to 17, I mean, I could just make the font smaller so I could fit more stuff, but I feel like if I make this any smaller, it's not really going to be legible. This is a problem with the current setup. I apologize for that. Maybe when I get set up on the new computer, I'm still using my laptop to do this just because everything's set up the way I like it. Maybe there's a way I can get higher def, but it's still going to be small. I don't know. Some of you might be viewing videos on your phone. And if that's the case, then I apologize. It's probably already too small to read. Unless you like reading really, really small print, which no one does. You know, you have the boomer generation, which claims that reading really, really fine print wrecks your eyes. And that might be true, but I suspect it's not. Although we are all getting more nearsighted, and it's probably because we're spending more time looking at stuff that's close up. Probably. But it could also be the food. I don't think anyone knows for sure. Come to think of it, apparently there was a study in Hong Kong. I'm getting really off topic. I know I should be talking about the game, but there's a study in Hong Kong. Was it Hong Kong? Am I off my rocker? It may have been Korea. It may have been China. It was, you know, somewhere in Asia. Oh, why can't I remember? Was it Taiwan? I don't remember. Well, that's embarrassing. But anyway, uh, they did a pretty big study of the effects of sending kids outside to play, and they found there was a correlation to better eyesight. Of course, correlation does not equal causation, so it could be that kids with better eyesight just have more of a good time playing outside, and kids with poor eyesight are like, I don't want to go outside. I can't see anything. So who knows? So we'll claim this, we'll even claim this because we don't want to forget it. We're at 505 gems. This is not too shabby. We still can't get to the advanced stuff. We're still level 28. In the challenges, we're motoring along through this. Win 3 shields. That's where we are. I skipped right past that stage. So we got to go right back. We got to get those shields. It'd be nice if we can complete this before I have to leave this on auto farming again. How much time do we have left? We have 15 minutes. So this is quite the restriction. I mean, I could go longer. Uh, I seem to have developed the habit of doing this first thing in the morning. So I'm awake. Um, I haven't even made myself breakfast yet. Depending how I feel, sometimes I'll make myself breakfast first, and sometimes I'll just do the video first. I figure, I'm comfortable enough to do it with tea. I think if I haven't had breakfast, I might be a little sharper. Um, that might just be an illusion. Hard to say. But I'm awake. My girlfriend's not awake. I could be vegging out in front of YouTube, or I could be creating content for other people to veg out in front of YouTube. I don't know. I feel maybe I'm just part of the problem. Just creating more content for people to veg out in front of YouTube. Of course, I expect basically everyone out here, you watching, I expect you right now. You're not just watching. You're also playing along, aren't you? And that's what I like to do. I mean, I like to watch YouTube, particularly if I've got a game on my phone. Let's run it again. Particularly if I've got a game on my phone. So here's another question, aside from my channel, of course. What channels do you guys like to watch while you casually play Raid or any other games you might be playing? There's Watcher of Realms. I forgot the name of that in a previous video. So thank you for commenting and reminding me what the name is. I can't believe I even blocked out the name. It's funny how many content creators have got into Watcher of Realms. We still didn't get the number of artifacts we need, but I'm okay moving on for now. But here's some of my favorite channels. I really love the Y Files. The stories that AJ and Hecklefish get up to on the Y Files, amazing. I have also seen the Y Files present Raid Shadow Legends as its sponsor. So Raid Shadow Legends likes the Y Files. So this episode of Raid Shadow Legends was brought to you by the Y Files, except not, because I have no association with the Y Files. I'm just a fan. But if you like stories about UFOs, or the US government or the Soviet government running experiments with psychedelics, or just strange phenomena like underground alien bases and stuff like that, if you like, stories about that maybe being a real thing, and it's not like AJ and Hecklefish are suggesting this stuff is real. Well, I mean, Hecklefish is, but Hecklefish is a fun little um, side character. He is exactly what you would imagine. He is a fish that heckles AJ. Maybe we should grab this stuff now, come to think of it. Just while we're here. I forgot to come here. So we'll grab all this stuff. Yeah, so far I've only mentioned one show that I like. What else? Ryan George. If you like short stuff that's really funny, look up Ryan George. He's effing hilarious. I can just binge watch his stuff. He's got a whole series on film pitches, and it is endlessly entertaining. And he's got one for all the major movies. So for artifacts, we still need a shield. We need 3 gauntlets. Let's get on it. We're probably going to have to continue this tomorrow, though. But this is where we're at. We just have to push this and get a little bit further. If you like video essays, you cannot do better than H Bomber Guy's video essays. He is extremely entertaining, extremely charismatic, and just gives these absolutely scathing video essays about various things and people who are problematic, who absolutely deserve his criticism, and he's so good at it. You've probably at least seen the meme of him axing his way through a wall after Ben Shapiro said something about, like, if people don't like that coastal flooding could threaten their homes, they could come they could just sell their home, and he just axes his way through the wall and says, "Who are they supposed to sell their homes to? Ben Shapiro, Aquaman." Anyway, he's an extremely funny guy. I would recommend checking him out. And the beauty is, I mean, he you can just listen to his voice, but he does have good visuals on his essays as well. I'm lost. Did I say we only needed one more? I think it's only one more. Did the box appear? The box didn't appear. All right, we'll push anyway. It doesn't matter. It simply doesn't matter. Anyway, that's three recommendations. I'm not gonna drown you guys in my favorite YouTube channels. Um, and I'll tell you right now, my favorite YouTuber to watch for content on Raid Shadow Legends. This probably shouldn't surprise you because I mention his name like 5 times a week. Um, I imagine if I ever do a collab with him, the editor's probably going to know how much I gush about Ash and is just going to put like hearts in my eyes or whatever. This is my way of saying, Ash, if you become aware that I exist, please do a collab with me. You are my favorite YouTuber. Um, but I have many. I've even thought of doing a series where I just go through my favorite 10 content creators specifically for Raid, but I don't want to offend anybody. So I could put like 10 of my favorite content creators in Raid and not rank order them. Just say these are 10 of my favorites. If I didn't mention somebody and you think they're awesome, then go ahead and comment about like, "Hey, Gavin, you forgot about Layla Fox, or you forgot about Scratch, or you forgot about Deadwood Jedi." Although, if I forget about Deadwood Jedi, hit me, because Deadwood Jedi is not just one of the best YouTubers out there, but he's important. He's important because he's like the clan boss guy. If if you know anything about this game, you know you need a clan boss calculator for when you're trying to get that end game. We are probably I'm probably going to have a special window when we're trying to create our end game clan boss team, because we are going to need to strategize how best to do it, and that calculator is extremely useful. But anyway, I don't know. What do you think? Should I do a list of top 10 and rank order them? And how would I rank order them? Um, or should I just say these are 10 of my favorites? Please don't get mad if I forgot to mention one of your favorites, or if it's you. Yeah, I'm lost. So let's go back. And hey, we've cleared this area. Equip another attack with 6 offense. Okay. Let's do that one now. So here's an attack type. Is he attack? No, he's defense. He's attack. We started taking the, let's just do him. Except we're probably going to make him food. I don't know. Because I also kind of want to keep him around just in case we never get any better to help us through Fire Knight. Saurus. Should we make it Saurus? We'll make it Saurus. He's an attack type. I'm quite a fan. We could even look for, just in case we happen to get lucky enough to get attack percent, because I think that's a requirement later. So we got this one. So let's just equip it and equip it. And I think the others might need to be. We might need some threes. So I'm just going to equip anything that's a 3. This one, this one, this one. And just a set of boots. So that completes it. We must be coming up on time soon. Must be getting close. Where are we? We have 5 minutes. So I wanted to wrap this up quickly, but we're probably going to have to come back tomorrow. And you know what? On my notes, I also said I wanted to push the faction as much as possible. Let's just go to Faction Wars and see if I can get just a little bit further. So we can go to stage 3. And hey, we could even bring some food. We could just bring a bunch of, let's bring some variety here. Let's make it look like a full party, even though it's not a full party. But here's some variety. Bunch of different looking high elves. Maybe we'd be better off bringing her, but you know what? We'll bring them. Let's see if at level 40 in semi-decent lifesteal, Hale can actually take out the waves. So far, so good. This is maybe not a bad use at the end of our day then. We'll just push this a little bit. We got 5 minutes left. You know what? We'll just make this the last thing we do. If it takes more than 5 minutes to push as far as we can, so be it. That shouldn't run us over too much. And then I will leave the game farming on War Maiden again. Or we could try for Diabolus this time, which would be slightly more efficient on XP as well. It occurs to me, this occurred to me, I don't know, before while you're farming as well, that if we push campaign a little further at this point, we could probably try farming for War Maiden in hard difficulty, and I think she's a little likelier to drop. Same thing for Diabolist, and I do want one of each of them. At least one of each of them. Diabolist, we might even just straight up build her to 6, so we have a really fast speed lead. I believe Diabolist is actually one of the fastest champions in the game. Not just out of rares, but in the game. Her speed can end up rivaling Arbiter and the other really good speed leads like Lysandra and that new one whose name I'm forgetting, but she's a Void legendary from Shadowkin. And Siphi is probably faster, but I mean, what are the chances that we're going to get a Siphi? I don't even have a Siphi on my main account. Would love a Siphi. RNGesus, please give me a Siphi on my main account. You know, I say this all the time. It'll happen one of these days. It'll actually make me sad if we pull Siphi on this account, because then I'm going to have Siphi here. I'm going to have Rhodos on my main, and they'll never be able to work together. It'll be the most tragic thing. So let's see, have I forgot anything? I'll just look at the notes. We got the main faction. We're doing that now. So this is good. We did the clan boss. We're going to get a max chest here. This is pretty good for a day. We're going to continue to bolo Shield Guard War Maiden. At least until we max out Shield Guard. Once we have all the books for Shield Guard, if we still haven't found a single War Maiden, by then, who knows, maybe we'll be lucky enough to have enough epic books to just book out Gorlos. And then it won't matter. We'll be like, okay, you know what? Screw War Maiden. We don't need her. We have Gorlos. Though ultimately, when we start running Tag Team Arena, it would be nice to have 3 teams that utilize a debuffer, and especially if we only have 3 nukers total, we're probably going to want to divide them up. So there's 1 nuker in each of the 3 teams. But if we find we start losing in every team, then we just put our best foot forward. We have 1 really good team. Anyway, it looks like we've met our match here. So that about wraps it up for this area. So we pushed to stage 6. We even got more energy, which we'll just take. And there is one other thing. It's just occurred to me right now. There are the quests. The clan quests. This could be a semi-decent way of getting some coins so that we can get some of these extremely good accessories. Because otherwise we got to get them from Spider, and that can be very difficult to do. So are there any quests we could take? Starting with the elites, we probably can't complete anything here. Really nothing. What I like to see are these, the increased defense, increased attack, and yada yada. But let's see. Fill the turn meters of all allies. We don't have a proper turn meter filled champion yet. Upgrade a rare Skinwalker. Place 50, increase defense. 50, increase attack and tag. We're not even in tag yet. Maybe this is going to be too difficult. Place 5 simultaneous debuffs on Ice Golem. Here, let's take this one. We can make that something that we attempt. 5 simultaneous debuffs on Fire Knight. This is probably not going to be possible, but we'll go ahead and take it. And Spider. We won't be able to do Spider. That will simply not be possible. And the Bazaar. We probably don't even have the Bazaar yet. It even gave us a warning. Like, warning, you can't do that yet. Your level isn't high enough. Whoops. So we can go back to the market, see if we get anything good. We'll get this. Redeemer looks good. Let's get the Redeemer. Not seeing anything worth unlocking this region for. Come to think of it, any of these have speed on them? No. So we won't bother with that. I guess really the only thing left to do at this point, sadly, nothing else to do except, let's see. No. We're just going to run campaign. Let's get back to campaign. We're going to go back to the Deadlands. Stage 3. Kale can do it. We maxed out Gorlos. Excellent. Let's just put the food in. So we got these 3. Are there any multi-battles left? Come to think of it, I apologize for this. I'm like all over the place. I don't see any, no. No, so yeah, that's fine. That's fine. This is how we're ending the day. We're going to go to the Deadlands. We're going to go to Area 3. We're going to put in these 3 barbarians. And we're going to multi-battle. And we're going to edit the queue. And I want to do a whole bunch of 2s. Just a whole bunch of them. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3. That's probably enough. And we could even do some 3s, just in case there's somehow enough. Go on multi-battle. That's it. I mean, we can stay and make sure Kale can do it, but I think last time he had no problem. It'd be embarrassing if he couldn't do it. But it looks like he's having no problem. So that's it. So thanks for joining, everybody. I'll see you on the next video. Take care of yourselves.